Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity character showcase, and today we're looking at probably one of the most bizarre characters in the entire series of Hyrule Warriors, and that is Hestu and his Maracas of Doom. So, the thing about Hestu, which makes this character stand out so much, and this will become very apparent as I start going over the movesets, you might find this to be a recurring thing across this game in particular, but the combos 5 and 6 tend to be the most useful moves on any character's moveset, but this is especially true for Hestu. Hestu, combo 5 and 6, both have the ability to disrupt the enemy and create a weak point gauge. For the combo 6, it is long after the animation is done, whereas the combo 5 is somewhere in the middle of the animation. This is very, very important because what this allows Hestu to do is that with enough attack speed increases, you will be able to keep the target in a stun lock loop, assuming that your range and speed is okay. Now, the thing I want to point out about the combo 5 of Hestu is that the moment the balloon bombs come out, that is when the weak point gauge will be exposed, and it's possible to dodge cancel after one or two of those balloons are out. And this is very, very important for avoiding damage if the enemies are too fast, but against certain enemies, it is totally possible, like against Guardians, to just stun them indefinitely and you'll rack up so much damage along the way. The other thing I wanted to point out, and you'll find this to be a recurring thing for Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, is that the combos 1, 2, 3, 4 tend to be not as useful. They can still be used as like a filler if you just want to style on the weaker enemies, and they could be useful on lower difficulties for breaking weak point gauge, but for Hestu, the combos 5 and 6 are just so useful, and that's what I want to emphasize for today's video. Now, you can see that there's this weapon that I have here. I have gone quite a bit for attack speed, 13%. Having more attack speed would be helpful, and I would recommend doing that for Hestu if the point of your playstyle is just around that stun lock loop. But yeah, if you want, you can go for more, you can go for less. Either way, his attacks are quite good, again, for the purposes of doing more. Now, the first thing you'll notice about Hestu is that he has the ability to summon Korok friends. This augments all of his combos, and it also increases the effects of the Sheikah runes. Like if you do the bomb, normally he does a volley, but then having more will result in more bombs being thrown around. Normally I like to do a combo 6 for breaking the weak point gauges because it hits so many times. And it's this final animation that results in the weak point gauge. It's not super reliable, but if there is a scenario where like you want to space yourself out, and then the enemy is just outside that range and they get caught by it, then that will result in that stun happening as well. Like if I inched myself a little bit closer, that would have been better. Okay, he's gonna pick up a log. This is where the stun lock starts coming in. And the thing about the Hinox is that it's quite slow, but you'll notice that, again, it is possible to dodge cancel out of there. Again, staying out of range. Hestu has a formidable amount of range, so it is possible to just stay and play it safe the majority of the time. And then if you see the enemy doing something punishable like this, then feel free, do whatever you usually do. Again, you can dodge cancel out of stasis. They do throw a bunch of treasure chests, but honestly you can just do like one volley, then maybe dodge cancel out of that. But it varies depending on the enemy. During this downtime, you might as well summon more of your Korok friends. Bombs. This is what I meant. The more Korok friends that I have, the more bombs will be thrown. Always a good thing. And we're gonna just do a combo 5 loop. Actually, no, we can actually get some extra damage while we're doing this as well. Once I hop off, immediately go to weak point smash. Hestu actually does a surprising amount of damage, which is great. You want to be very observant of what the Lionel is trying to go for. And you can just lock him down. Hestu was awesome. Again, get that extra damage, just bullying the Lionel at this point. It's like playing Breath of the Wild, we're bullying the Lionel for fun. Again, if you can see something you can punch, anything that revolves around using the Sheikah runes, that's okay. Because again, that's going to put them into a stun, and then the loop can continue anew. It's so fun, and honestly, like the next demonstration that we're going to do for this particular character, like after this little segment here, is we're going to fight against more boss enemies, and we're just going to Pretty much this video will be Stunlock Combo, the video, and I hope you guys enjoy what you're about to see. Hestu's a lot of fun. I was looking at the character and like going through all the different combos, and I noticed that a lot of parts of him, similarly to Daruk, a lot of his components just seem so incomplete. Like, it feels like an incomplete character, but then as you progress through the game, you gain abilities that make him feel like a much more full-fledged character, and that's kind of what I've noticed going through all these different ones. But enough talk, let's go ahead and go to the demonstration. Alright, so to kick things off, we are going to open up the Unnatural Disaster. I believe this is the highest level challenge in the game. Definitely one of the tougher ones. We're going to fight against a bunch of malice-infused enemies, and we're going to show off Hestu's dueling prowess as we do so. I already showed you guys the weapon, but I want to reiterate just how important it is. Go for attack speed as best as you can. Anything else would be a nice little bonus, but I think Hestu is one of those characters that benefits from having at least 10% extra attack speed, in my opinion, so definitely go for that if you want to invest heavily in Shakalaka. I think we're good to go. And everything comes down to Hestu. Alright. So I also want to point out, I don't know, like, here's the thing, at the time of recording I have not watched any other Age of Calamity videos or visited any threads, so I don't know if this is like common knowledge to some people. Are you kidding me? Did I just use up the... Oh, okay. I used up the rod. But anyways, I just want to point out that, like, if this is already exists, I promise you I did not plagiarize this. I don't know, like, I feel like people would have already figured this out. The internet has a lot of information out there, but I just want to point out that, like, anything that I have in any of my videos, they haven't been, like, found by anyone. I don't want to copy. The reason why I don't watch any other content creators either is simply because, yeah, I don't want to be accused of plagiarism. So this is kind of like my alibi by me saying, for all the good that does, that I don't watch other people's videos. Okay, so, Taluses are weird when you're playing as Hestu because he doesn't reach that high, and because it's a Malice Talus, just climbing on them is asking for damage. So the best thing I can say is that if you're playing as Hestu, the best thing to do is just rely on magic rods. But I guess make sure they're up. Make sure they're up before you begin the battle. Fire time. This is also a fairly good map for the purposes of farming weapons. But I think like, it would have to be like a character that's already quite strong to begin with. If you're just starting out as a character, you would just have to passively pick them up, or do Siege of Hateno Fortress. We're doing our best to try to get, like, the combo 6, if you can try to go around their right, your left. Other than that, though, if they can renew it, that's also good for us. Anyways, combo 5. And I think this should be enough to finish. Ooh, not quite. Alright, then. Let's just spam combo 5s and hope something sticks. Alright, got something there. I think I did combo 4s that time. And it's the one where, like, they're up in the air, they drop the rocks. So, I guess that could work as well. That's an option in the combo 4, so 3 regular attacks followed by a strong. Hinox, we've already dealt with Hinoxes before. Stasis into a combo 6 is fairly reliable. Might as well get our friends back while we're at it. This particular fight might be a bit of a grind, actually, because Malice Hinoxes are a little bit difficult to predict. Look at the range on these explosions, too. Magnesis, thank you. I'll take that. As far as I'm aware, Magnesis is not affected by the amounts of Koroks that you have on your team. That being said, though, it helps to have our fellows around. They're like very vicious Pikmin. There we go. Do a combo 6, see how much damage we can do. This attack hits a lot as well. Okay, so I actually was in range that time for doing the combo 6, like the final jazz hands, as I like to call it. Is this gonna kill? Oh, it does. Oh, alright. But yeah, like it does help to serve to disrupt, but it doesn't last very long, and chances are they're gonna go into another attack anyway. Oh boy. Oh, I should have just gone for a special. That attack is really annoying to difficult if you don't have a shield. Okay, this is a Guardian, and Guardians are super slow. So as long as you don't mess up your combo 5 inputs, you're gonna do quite a bit without any interruptions whatsoever. Alright, combo 6 for the extra damage. As soon as you hop off, go for a weak point. Run up. You don't have to be that close either, because remember, like, Hestu has range. Did I mess up my input? Yeah, like I said, don't mess up your inputs. Remember, it's 4 regular attacks followed by a strong. I wasn't sure if I was gonna get hit, but thankfully I can guard on time. And this should be enough to KO. Not quite. Alright, that's fine. Let's see if I can not mess up this time. He's gonna jump up into the air, but again, because Guardians are so slow, the margin for error is significantly less. But now we're gonna go up against this Lionel. This terrible, terrible Lionel. And unlike the Lionel that we fought earlier in the video, he actually could retaliate to any of my attacks. The best thing we can do is just rely a little bit on flurry rushes. Actually, no. We got rods. Alright. We had a little bit left over. I didn't want to use the stasis, so I knew that we could at least expose a little bit with the rods. Okay, let's see if we can get some stunning in. It's time to knock him dead. Oh, I wasn't sure, but again, that's an option. Just dodge out of the way. The bombs are still there. If the bombs go off and they're still in range of the bomb, they will get stunned. Alright. This one is going to result in explosion. Let's go for a standard setup. Oh, I might be too late for that, actually. Yeah, stun him again. We're here. I made so many mistakes in this video, didn't I? My goodness. But here's the thing, as long as I don't die... Yeah, go for some specials. Oh, this is great. What a fun, exciting character. Dodge cancel? I think I can do it. And if not, we have one more special in our pocket. Alright! We couldn't quite get the stun lock down for the Lionel. These ones are difficult, and the thing is, again, like, I think for the most part, though, you'd have to keep a mental note in your head which ones are most reliable. As far as I'm aware, though, the dual-wielding Malice Lionels are the trickier ones, but it is entirely possible. But he died before I could, because Hestu's damage output is surprisingly impressive. You wouldn't think so. But yeah, Hestu, surprisingly awesome character. I like this character a lot. And it's funny because as I continue to do this showcase series for Age of Calamity, and as I expand my horizons and kind of have another look at what constitutes a good character, but then having to reimagine that and breaking down those old concepts and then applying some new ones for different characters, I realized that there's so much potential for each of these characters in this game. Like, I don't think there's such thing as a useless character in this, and definitely not to the extent of how it was in the original Hyrule Warriors, but Yeah, Hestu is definitely one of those surprising characters where, with the correct setups, you could potentially just stun lock characters to death, even on very hard. And as you can see, this is like the highest difficulty with the highest level requirement as well, so a lot of factors in play here. But otherwise, though, Hestu did a really good job, as you guys saw from today's demonstration. Anyways, guys, we are going into spoiler territory after this. We're going to be looking at the spoilerific characters. I know this game's been out for almost a month now, but I want to warn you guys that moving on from here on out, we're going to be looking at some plot spoiler characters, and then there are going to be the post-game characters after that. So, to reiterate, after this, we are looking at the 4 spoiler characters, and then after that is going to be the 2 secret characters that are left. And by secret, I mean like the ones that you get in side quests, and then there's one more plot spoiler character, and then there are 2 more characters that are only available in post-game. So yeah, guys, thank you very, very much for watching the Hestu showcase. Hestu, awesome character, please try out this character. And we're going to move on to the next ones. Hope to see you guys there. Take care, everyone.